Hello, everybody. My name is Chachi, and welcome back to In Our Humble Opinion. Now, last week we had a statement game. The Ravens playing the Dolphins. It was for the number one seed. I would like to report that went very well for my team, as everyone could see. As you can see, they're still number one seed, and they have clinched officially, which is very nice. I hope everyone had a happy New Year, by the way, and a Merry Christmas. But yeah, the Ravens look good. They beat the Dolphins. They're clicking on all cylinders. They did that without Jeremy Stevens and Kyle Hamilton. I think both of them would have played if it was a actual like a playoff game or important game. They just wanted to keep everyone healthy. Dolphins were without Jalen Waddle and Mozart, two great players, but started off real competitive, and then the Ravens, Roquan Smith made the play. They played physical like they did with the 49ers, did a great job, and the offense was clicking. Lamar was really impressive. And yeah, big, big, big W for them. Sorry, my message. But yeah, the Ravens look good, so they're no worries there. I think they are the legit best team right now, or at least they're clicking on all cylinders right now. And as everyone could see, they said they're not going to play Lamar. Neither of the 49ers going to play Purdy, the other number one seed. And I do think the 49ers have an easier route to the Super Bowl just because the NFC is not as competitive. The AFC's got a lot of tough teams that are lower in the bracket. Like Cleveland's a monster sleeping giant, baby. I don't think even a sleeping giant. They're just really good. I would say they're the biggest threat to the Ravens. If the Ravens, I don't think they're going to suffer from the same thing that hurt them in 2019 because I think they're more. Lamar's been in the league more. The teams more veterans on the team. I think they're going to be okay. And it's playoff football. Everyone likes to make excuses. They came out stale. Sometimes the other team beats you because these are all good teams. Good enough to at least make the playoffs, and especially in the AFC, it's loaded. Like the Chiefs are your three seed, okay? And I know they have not been playing well, but they still have the championship pedigree. They still have Mahomes and Kelsey. That defense has been really solid all year. I think they're going to be a tough out. The Dolphins, if they play well, can beat you, especially on offense if everyone's healthy. Now, the loss of Bradley Chubb, and I do think he should have been out of the game. That was wild. I don't get why he was in the game, but um, either way, it happened, and I mean, it's unfortunate, but I still wouldn't count them out. Now, the interesting thing this week is the most interesting game is definitely the Bills and Dolphins because the Bills can go all the way up to the two seed if they win, and I would give them the edge. I do think they're going to win. I would put my money on them if I was, but I do also think it's going to be a close game because the Bills have shown you recently they're not playing their best. I think they're like the team everybody wants to make the scary team in the AFC, but I think it's definitely Cleveland. Like I said, Cleveland is the one. They're the one. I would love to see Baltimore against Cleveland in the AFC Championship game because a I don't dislike Cleveland. I'm sorry. I know supposedly it's like a rivalry thing, and Baltimore and Cleveland fans always want to fight. I don't see it that way. I like the makeup of their team. They're tough. They're physical. I really and Joe's a winner, man. I really love their style. I'm interrupting myself because I just like their team. If they beat the Ravens, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But still rooting for the Ravens. Obviously, like them better than anyone else. As for the 49ers, we are just talking about the NFC. I think they're fine. They have the easy. I think they have, like I said, the best chance to make it because it's the NFC. I don't think the Cowboys can beat them. I really don't. After what I've seen from them, they're just not good on the road. And right now, you're going to San Francisco, and that's a problem. When you need to root for your team for someone else to upset them, and this is the problem, who else is upsetting them? The only team I would give a chance is because of familiarity is the Rams, as you can see down there. That's it. Everyone else, no. No, that's not happening, bro. It's not. I'm sorry. I don't see it. The Eagles are a hot mess unless they just flip the switch. The Lions, Dan Campbell, we can talk about that. I do think the refs made a mistake. Okay, I do. I think they messed up. I definitely think it was their fault. But after it didn't work the second time, kick the extra point, go to overtime. It's too big of a game and just give up. That was crazy. Now, as you can see, our biggest thing is the AFC. We have a lot more people in the hunt. I think Green Bay's story, it's Tom's team. I wish Tom was here. He's going to be back next week, he said, okay? New baby, it takes some time. But Green Bay I'm going to let him, if they win, assuming, because they are playing the Bears, and the Bears have been playing a lot better. Justin Fields really trying to show you he is worth it. He's a young dude. I don't know if they should. If we'll talk about that after the postseason, but do I think they should give him a shot? Quick assumption of that. I would say, quick thoughts on that. I think they both need a new start. I think the Bears need a new start, and I think Justin Fields needs to start. I think him in like Atlanta or something would be amazing. I think they could really utilize his skill set, and we could really see what he could be there. As for the playoff picture that we were just talking about, the Packers, if they win, Jordan Love, by the way, has been playing fantastic. Now, the MVP thing's a little crazy, even though I like them. I mean, the record just. And it's been inconsistent, the team, even though the defense is definitely the part, okay? But this thing where we go from 0 to 100, like, he is a good quarterback all year. Why are you guys acting like he wasn't? And now you're like, MVP? No. Good quarterback, really good quarterback all year. It took everyone all year to figure that out. Like Tom told you when they were struggling, it wasn't on him. They were trying to figure stuff out. It's a lot of young pieces. Now they are. He looks good. You got your guy. I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Famer like Tom said, but I know he's a really good quarterback, and he's only going to get better, okay? And I think Green Bay is going to make the playoffs. Tampa Bay, as much as I like Tampa Bay, they look one and done to me. Even if Dallas has to go, somehow Dallas loses and they got to go on the road there, I think they can win that game. But Tampa Bay, yeah, they're good. Baker's had a lot of good moments, but I don't see it. Um, then you got over here in the AFC, we got the Jaguars who have been nosediving. I don't know what's going on there. They're trying to get Trevor healthy for the playoffs. I think if they hit on all cylinders in a game, they would be hard to beat because remember, it's one game in playoffs. So, I mean, overall, though, I don't see them doing much. The Bills, they are really, they were hot, and now they're kind of hot, but like limping in because I just don't see the consistency with them. Josh Allen's been inconsistent as well. The interceptions, everyone talking about him for MVP. I'm like, I don't know. It, they look like a dangerous team, but they also look like a beatable team, if that makes sense. Like, they're not like, oh, yeah, they're just going to blow you out. No, they're kind of, they teeter a lot, and you can take them. So they could win, they could lose their first game in playoffs. If they, assuming they get 2 seed, they could lose their first game, or they could win their first game and win out to the Super Bowl. I believe that's true. Their high is really high, but their low is actually really low. They play down to their competition a lot, and that's the problem. As for the Colts, you can't say anything but great year with all the injuries. You lost your rookie quarterback who was playing pretty well. Guy needs to learn how to slide. Anthony Richardson just got slide, buddy. You got all the skills. You could become great. But the Colts really impressive this year. Gardner Minshew and the coaching job, they've been impressive. Them and honestly, the Arizona Cardinals have been two of the most impressive coaching jobs because I have to say, Arizona, they beat the Eagles. They've played hard. They played hard against the Ravens. They're a really solid team. They're well coached. Okay, they don't have a lot of talent right now, but they're gonna get there. Okay, they did a lot of that with a backup quarterback too. The Texans have a shot, and so do the Steelers. Now the Steelers are gonna get Tyler Huntley, who is a very good backup quarterback. So do not remember it's a rival game. Do not take it lightly. Mason Rudolph has been playing a lot better. The thing he has done is he is getting the ball down the field to his playmakers. George Pickens has been impressive. He is an impressive player. He just hasn't had the quarterback all year throwing the ball. Now, the one thing Mason Rudolph is doing is getting him the ball. Now, we'll say this. 2 things. I know people are going to bring up, the Steelers would have beat them. The Steelers should have got beat by 20, 25 points against the Ravens at home in the beginning of the year. They're not better than them. I don't care. I as a Ravens fan, if somehow they make it to the championship game, I will deal with that because a full strength Ravens team will beat that team 9 out of 10 times. If they catch the ball, they would have beat them earlier in the year. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Y'all can have your little like Super Bowl win right there, thinking you did something. But I'm telling you, this game's gonna be close. Somebody, I'm not saying who. My prediction would be somebody will win this game 21-17. I'm not saying who I'm leaning towards, but that's gonna be my final score. I think it's gonna be a tough, gritty game. Someone's gonna win that game. It's gonna be bad weather too, by the way. I know because I live in Baltimore near it now, but I used to live there. I've seen the weather. Believe me, it's gonna be a little rough. But I think the Steelers and the Texans, the AFC's low because that's your low teams. They're very solid teams that on any given Sunday can beat anybody. Because the Steelers are gritty and the Texans have firepower, man. I mean, they got a lot of injuries now dealing with Tank Dell's out. A lot of weapons are down for him, but C.J. Stroud's still a monster, man, and you know that they got that team rolling. D'Amico Ryans has them playing hard. AFC is very loaded. I mean, even the 2 teams on the bubble, man. But if I was being honest, I think Jaguars should win their game. They might lose because it's football, and Tennessee's been a pesky team. Who are they playing? Miami. The Miami Bills game's going to be really good. We already talked about that one. But Houston and the Colts, that is wild because Man, I want to pick the Colts, but Houston is just pesky, man. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't like picking games, so I'm not going to. But really nice Sunday coming up in the NFL. The Saturday games were set up to be really nice, but I don't think the Ravens obviously are resting a lot of people, and I get it. They have a lot of people banged up. That game in Miami got a little rough, like with the injuries. It was crazy. It was also the combination of the 49er game coming home on a short week to play at home, but yet, like I said, from San Francisco, that's like a long flight. They won both games, which is impressive. So they earned it. But I will caution everyone: the Ravens are a kind of weird team. They always like kind of have even splits during the season. They're a good road team. They always usually are a really good road team because they bring that physicality there. Home, they're not middle of the road. They're still good at home, but they're not like the Cowboys are really good at home. Like that's their thing. Their bread and butter's home. Even though their last two home games have been kind of I just don't think overall they're that great of a team. They're really good, not great. Their A game on offense is very good, but you can stop them. Being physical with Dallas, just run the ball. You got to run the ball at the middle. The linebackers are small. Don't run laterally with them. They're fast team, but you run on the side. You run straight up at them. Run at Michael Parsons, very small dude. He's very good. He's skinny for a D lineman though. Very good player though. I think Dallas is a sleeper though as far as like Super Bowl contender. They need something to happen to the 49ers, either an injury or God forbid an injury. I don't want anything to happen to anybody because you want to see these guys play at full strength because a better team should win, and that's how that will work. But if everyone's healthy, definitely 49ers. They showed you I'd seen them with my own eyes. Even when the Ravens beat them, they're a tough team, man. They play physical and physical defense with a physical and innovative offense, which is really hard to deal with. They're a very good team. And if they rematch against the Ravens, let's say that happens because you know the whole conspiracy with the logos. We talked about it last time. It's going to be a different game, I think. I think it'll still be a good game, but I don't think the Ravens are blowing them out. And I could be wrong. Okay, I could be absolutely wrong. But I'm telling you, watching that game, they made mistakes. The Ravens made plays. It was luck, believe me. Some of them, the bounces were bad for them, but the Ravens made plays. Okay, they made plays. I got to give them that. So it would be a really good matchup, and they're a very good team. Kyle Shanahan, though, I must say, dude needs to run the ball more. When he wants to look fancy, dude, just run the ball. Brock Purdy's solid, like him. Let's see how good he is in 3 years. He might be really good. Could be the Tom Brady path. I don't know. I already talked about that way long ago on the show with Tom. But it's just he did it with Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl when he was playing the Chiefs. Like, run the ball. You're killing it. Just sometimes he doesn't. He's physical, but then sometimes he doesn't know when to just put your foot on a team. Just go. Just go. Just run the ball. It's working, bro. It's working, bro. Like I said about the Lions and Eagles, I'm going to do them together because, real quick, the Lions are good, but Dan Campbell sometimes takes unnecessary risks. Their defense is their Achilles heel, though. The secondary is just not very good. Even with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they're just meh. They're and they got one pass rusher who's consistent, is Hutchinson, and you know their offense is very good. But Jared Goff, he's Jared Goff. He makes some mistakes too, and there's a way to beat him. So I think they can win a playoff game. Sorry, a little tired, but that's it. Eagles, they're a mess right now. They need to get a lot fixed. I don't know if you can do that in a week, but I will say this: if they can somehow play to the level that they played at last year, which I think the league figured them out a little bit because you do that with everybody. You figure out the patterns of the team and everything. That was why it was important for the Ravens to get a new offensive coordinator. They had to mix it up a little bit. But Jalen, I feel like the loss of his two coordinators to head coaching jobs really hurt the team on both sides. And I think this isn't their year, honestly. It's what it looks like. Same thing with the Chiefs. They look kind of like a down year for them. But see, the difference is I know the Chiefs have that winning. They have that winning mentality. Coach down, right? They won. They've won with these people. They won last year. They won 2 years ago. They're a good team. They're going to be hard to beat because they have the heart of a champion. They're going to fight you to the end. Like if they get down by like 15, 14, 21 to you, they're gonna empty the kitchen sink on you. They're going to try everything. MVS might drop a couple passes, but God, he's going to throw them to him, okay? And he might catch him. You never know. Remember, he can still get open. Everybody makes fun of MVS. He does get open, okay? That's the one thing I'll give him. Now, the one I have not talked about, we're going to go to these two together. I've been kind of skipping all over the place. It's how I am. You know how it is. That's why everyone's like, please, Tom, get back. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to do the 5 and 6 seeds. I'm doing the clinch teams. The 5 and 6 teams right now. The Browns in the AFC is the 5 seed. And the 6 seed, we're down to 6 seeds already clinched in the NFC. The 6 seed Rams, right? We're going to talk about both of them right now. The Rams, they're very scary. And I know Dallas door stomped them earlier in the year. They're not the same team. They're much healthier. They're playing much harder. Their running game is rolling this time. And they have the blueprint that can give Dallas problems because the defense is playing a lot better and the running game's playing a lot better. It's really, really good. And Stafford's on a roll. I saw him play the Ravens really tough. They're good, hard-nosed team. Like I said, that is the scariest team to me for the 49ers because they are not afraid of them. They play them. They're going to play them this weekend. Now, granted, they're not going to be – neither one of them are really playing their starters, but it's just that division rival thing. It's like the Cleveland one. That's why Cleveland, I think, has the best shot against Baltimore. I think everyone on TV is right about that because Cleveland is not afraid. They won there. They won there with Deshaun, but they won there. And I can argue, and I will argue, that Joe has played much better than he has played in almost any game. Even that game, they were behind because he played bad, okay? And they got a couple lucky picks in the same way with the Ravens with the Kyle Hamilton one. It's just how football works sometimes. And I'm not going to call it luck because you know what? You make the plays. He could have easily dropped that ball, Newsome. He caught it, ran it back. Good awareness. Hey, they won the game. And at the end, they were, what, 2nd and 19? Everyone wants to say the Ravens blew that game. I disagree. I think Cleveland won that game. I said that the day it happened. You can go look it up on the show. I still think they did. They won that game, and that's why I think they have a shot. I think it's going to be a typical AFC North ball game, and someone will win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be tough, hard-nosed. Great watch, by the way, that game was. It's going to be a wonderful watch. A lot of physicality. Someone's going to win. And to the victor go the spoils. And it's Joe, man. I always got love for Joe. Joe, we got love for you here. I do, at least. Baltimore, no hate on Cleveland. Cleveland, all love. Y'all win, y'all win. Be nice to see the Browns get there, man. All respect. But, hey, these two teams, to me, are the sleepers in that. The Cowboys, like I said, very good, have a shot. Chiefs would be the team like the Cowboys for me. They can get there. But actually, you know, that's not fair to the Chiefs. I don't think, and I hope I'm wrong. Hey, Cowboys fans, if your team beats them, I got my friend in work, Marion. You know, shout out to your Cowboys. They beat the 49ers, respect. Got no respect for it if they rematch and they beat them, but I don't see it. They don't match up well with them. If everyone's healthy, because I thought if Purdy gets hurt, yeah, you got a good shot. Sam Darnold, even in the game against the Ravens, he looks sharp and then threw a pick. That's how he is. The Dolphins have speed, like I said, they're going to be tough, but yeah, I don't know. But it's shaping up to be a really interesting playoffs this year. This video, like the other ones, is going to be a little quicker. We're almost done. That's why I'm preempting this little thing. But it's gonna be an interesting last weekend. I wonder who's gonna make it. I do think, like I said, Browns on the AFC side definitely the toughest competition for the Ravens at the 1 seed. My Ravens, I love the Ravens. Lamar, by the way, the MVP race. Like I said, I want to get into that before we sign off. The MVP race very quickly. I think Lamar is going to win it because we're in like this weird thing where it's like best player, player whose team would be the worst without him, stats. I don't know what you want to call it. Personally, I'm tired of the quarterbacks winning it all the time, as much as I love Lamar. And here's the thing, Lamar doesn't care about it. He even said that, and I don't think he does, okay? Now, if he got 2 of them, he would be the youngest 2-time MVP ever, which is impressive, and he is a great player. And I don't think it would be wrong to give him it, because honestly, I've watched him all year. When they've had bad games, a lot of times it's not been his fault. The Steeler games, the biggest one, like the people on TV were ridiculous, and I saw the thing where they're right. The takes on Lamar are ridiculous. It's just you can't watch all the games, and I get it, but stop acting like you do. That's my problem with the people on TV. We've said it a million times. I haven't seen that game. Jordan Love has been very impressive. I think he should be in at least the top 5 of it because of the degree of difficulty. He has a lot of young players on his team. His defense has not been good. Joe Barry will definitely not be back. I can guarantee you that, regardless of what happens. The Packers could go on a historic playoff run, win the whole thing. They're not bringing Joe Barry back. He is, because they are losing games actively because of him. Like the Panthers, who scored 0 points last week, scored 33 against them, I believe, or 31, something like that. Something ridiculous. It's wild, man. But Yeah, I think the Packers are in good hands. I just want to put that out there for Tom, because I've been watching Tom. I know, but yeah, I think it's going to shape up like I've been saying to be a good playoff, really good playoffs this year. I'm definitely gonna be watching all the games, and we've talked about it. Playoffs are one game, so I just don't like when we make excuses. Sometimes these teams that you don't think are going to come out and play hard, play hard. Now, I do agree that sometimes they come out stale or whatever, and that's true, but I'm not making excuses. Your team should be ready when you got 2 weeks to prepare. We'll see what the 2-1 seeds got. Obviously, if they're playing a tough team, like if the Ravens are playing the Browns or whoever, it's going to be tough. Okay, same thing with the 49ers. It's going to be tough, man. These teams are not playing. So it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to watch them. And as always, roll tide. Take it easy, guys. Likes are appreciated. Subscribe for more content. Bye.